We are in our first week of kidding here, and glorious. It is gloriously frigid and windy and snowy. And I'm starting to really rethink. I feel like I'm kidding in January again at this point, guys. But it has been a struggle because this week we started kidding. And there's been a lot going on here at Mulberry Branch Farm. And it's not been that great of a kidding season. We are here the 19th of March. Tomorrow is officially the first day of spring. And this is what we have going on. We had a kid born last night, and we have one more doe in this round. Well, we just had a cow born on the farm. Just good. She's doing good. Hello, sweetheart. And it's a doe. And this is a big kid. Big and strong, which is good.
That came at
1 in the morning. Yeah. She didn't want to be born on Saturday. She wanted to be born on Sunday. I did help pull this kid though, because she was huge. When we walked in, because Mark was doing a midnight check for me because I was tired, and he said she's kickstanding and she's going like that is a hardcore I'm pushing to get something out of me, and came in and I could already see the birth sac was emerging, and I could see nose and toes, which means that this little girl was presenting correctly, but she was huge. I pulled her and I couldn't believe how big she was. My first thought was like, great, another buck, because we've been running so buck heavy. And flipped that little leg over and looked at the plumbing and was like, oh my gosh, it's a doe. So, catching up with our kidding that's been going on around here. It's been a little crazy, and honestly, it's been so much more difficult this year that I've really struggled to just pick up the camera, turn on my phone, set the tripod aside. It just seems like there's been so many situations where it's we gotta act now. And who cares about the phone or who cares about the camera? So I'm really sorry about that, guys. I'm working on that. But I wanted to kind of follow up on Mo's birth because you guys remember Mo did not have any milk. She was sick. She had parasites. She's been battling for a little while. She had no milk, and she still has no milk. And at this point, hey, you need to be careful. See, he's trying to find something to nurse right here. Hey, baby. Okay, and you're still doing good over here. So it's time to feed him, but she has no milk. And I've been bottle feeding him. He's hungry. He's hungry. So let me sit you guys down so you guys. Mo, hey, Mo. Oh my goodness, what a rodeo. So I have been bottle feeding him religiously, like every 2 hours, like you should. And he's a champ on the bottle, but he is oh, you swallowing too fast? You swallowed too fast? Mo, can you back up? Mo does not really like me feeding him. She gets really upset. She has the will to feed her baby. She just didn't have milk come in because she was not well. So with that being said, I do not have any other bottle babies right now. I say that I'll probably end up having another one in some way, shape, or form. And with a full-time job and the conference and milking and all these other things, I just don't have time for a bottle baby. But that doesn't mean that someone else isn't going to have time for a bottle baby. So I have found Mo's little fella here. Hey, you got to open your mouth, dude. You have to open. They get a little silly sometimes. Hey, well, you're mad. Open your mouth. That's going to bottle feed him and do a better job at giving him exactly the time and attention that he needs. Whereas with everything that I've got going on, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it as well as I would really hope to and like to. And he deserves so much better. Not to mention, I want Mo to kind of get back in with the herd. She's finally clearing up from her scours. I say that, and I haven't given her anything today just to see if she can maintain it on her own or if it's the things that I've been giving her. And I've been giving her kaolin pectate, which is the human or the livestock form of Pepto-Bismol. And I've given her some Spectogard in case there's a bacterial infection in there. And I've given her probiotics every single day. And I gave her a copper bolus to help with parasite issues. So I really want her to focus on getting better. And in order to do that, she loves him very much. Like, she wants to be on top of him. She tries to nudge him underneath of her and everything, but she literally has nothing to give him, which is it's very, very sad to watch, honestly, to see a mommy want to be a mommy. Hello, sweetheart. Are you done? Are you not all that hungry? You're not all that hungry? He looks pretty pleased. But this guy's I think I've got a home lined up for him. They already have goats, which is kind of a preliminary thing for me to ask. I think they have experience with bottle babies, and I'll be sending some of our goat's milk, our frozen goat's milk from last year with them, because that's honestly what I've been giving them, because I haven't started milking just yet. I plan to start milking tomorrow, just to get everybody used to being milked and to get everybody's production moving. And it'll give me a chance to put the babies all together and see if I can get some of them on bottles, because we will need to have everyone on bottles like this fella when it is time for milk testing. You just little bits, I know, little bits at a time. You okay? But I think he's going to a home. There's nothing wrong with handling your herd and making decisions based on what's best for you as a caregiver. And the reason I say that is because when you get too tired, like where I'm at right now, you start slipping. You start missing little things. You're not as keen on signs or symptoms that are, sometimes not the most blaring and in your face. It just gets you to that point where you are really going to start missing your P's and Q's. And I don't want to miss my P's and Q's. I don't want to miss my P's and Q's for any of them. I actually missed one the other day, which will take us to Sunny. Sunny kidded not too long ago, a couple days ago, and she kidded with triplet bucks. The one I'm pretty sure was DLA. We talked about that, but her kids were hypothermic that first day, and she was in shock, so she wasn't doing the best in being a mommy. So I did my best to keep them warm and dry, but Cayman was like, you know what, you guys are too cold and you're not getting warmer. So I did a dextrose treatment on one brother because he was really bad, and the other one was not as bad. He perked right up after I warmed him up, ate, nursed, came out to bottle feed little man Thursday. Was it Thursday? It was Friday morning. And he was up. I put him up underneath mom. He nursed. He took a little bit out of the bottle even, and came in around 10 o'clock to check on everything. And he was crashing like so fast and so hard. It was one of those where I'm like, this is a Hail Mary. And we did a dextrose treatment on him to help to try to pull him back up, and he didn't make it. There's not a lot there that I can tell you what the main culprit was, but I can tell you that because I'm tired and I'm running on full steam and I'm almost on just fumes at this point, that I feel like I missed that. I should have just given him a dextrose treatment with his brother because they were both at the same temperature. Just his brother was acting a lot worse than him. And at this point, I'm like, I may have been able to save him had I just been all together up here and not so exhausted to the point of just reacting and not thinking things through. But her duckling that is in here, he's just so sweet. He is so sweet. Oh. And this heifer finally released her hostages. So we have a buck, and a doe. She had 3. I thought I saw 4 on the ultrasound, but maybe one of these sacks was folded and I was seeing one kid moving. Because sometimes the sacks fold over in ultrasounds, it makes them look like it's a different sack. So she actually birthed all these guys, almost, except for the red one. I saw her airdrop him as I was walking in. But she's a good mommy, which means last year was just a fluke, wasn't it? Last year was just a fluke. And she's got some sweet little babies to take care of. And then last night, I don't know if we filmed any of this last night. Skids, the crazy goat, gave me a beautiful little Holstein baby. And she is a doe kid, so she's been a really great first time mommy. Now I haven't seen this one suck. I haven't seen her nurse yet, but she's quiet. She gets up and she's moving around, and I've seen her bump underneath her mom, and mommy is right on top of her and is doing a really, really good job. But Haley did, well, you guys, I already did that. See, I already told you what the sexes were, and I'm over here telling you, oh, she had this. I am so tired, but she wraps up this wave. My next due dates are March 29th. Today is March 19th, so I get 10 days technically for 3 more does. And then I get another break until late April, early May. And then I get another break until like June and July. So I'm really tired, but I'm happy because she basically gave birth unassisted. She released the hostages. I didn't have to pull. They're up, they're moving. I blow dried these guys and Skids, his little girl, last night because with how cold it's been, like it was in the teens last night, guys. It's going to be up in the high 30s today, and then tomorrow high 40s, then 50s and 60s on Thursday. So we're in that March roller coaster that wreaks havoc when we've got events like this happening. And just hoping to get a little bit of rest. I'm going to start milking in afternoons, I think, though, to start getting my supply back for kids that might need a little bit of help. But Molly's boys are doing good. Pinky's babies are doing... I mean, we're blessed. We have had some losses this year, and it has been difficult. But the only thing that I will tell you when you're having a difficult year is that I'm almost thankful because I have witnessed so many more different situations than I'm used to. I caught hypothermia or hypoglycemia in time. I gave my first dextrose treatments. I actually got bright eyes inside right now because I think I actually have my first case of floppy kid syndrome. So this season has been really tough and challenging and hard. And it is really, I mean, there's been several times where I've almost been in tears and said, I can't do it. Like, this is one of the first years ever since I lost Willow this year. Like, this is the first year where I'm like, I cannot do this. I can't do it. And I think that that's telling. I've been doing this for over 10 years and I've had good and bad seasons, but this season just feels like extremely difficult. And I will tell you, I think it's because my goals have shifted. When you shift your goals, it kind of adds different values to things that didn't have those values before. So they weren't all that important. You know what I mean? And because my goals have shifted and there are values on things that weren't there prior, it's a huge adjustment. I am actually dreading going back into milking season, not because I hate milking or being married to the milk stand and the goats. I love my life and I love the farm, but it's just a new routine. And whenever things are new, I struggle. I won't group all of you fine people out there in my box. I struggle when routines change, and I struggle when my goals change because it's easy to find comfort in routines. When you change those routines, it's uncomfortable. And that's why I keep telling people, like, hey, find comfort with discomfort, because that is all this life is going to give you, is all these different challenges and trials that you're going to have to try to get through. And it's going to be up to you to get comfortable with how that makes you feel. And it's either one of those where, like this year, I've said, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm still going to do it. I still love this. It's just, it is pushed me to a limit, and it's actually making my parameters for comfort even more far out and away from me. So where that discomfort won't be uncomfortable in a little while, because I'm embracing the discomfort and trying to find comfort with it. If that makes any sense. It might just be the total exhaustion speaking. Are you feeling better? Are you feeling better? You want your food now? Yeah. Looking stylish in her sweater. So this morning I actually found her not feeling all that great. She was, well, I think she was suffering from floppy kid syndrome, which if you're not familiar with that, it just means that they've overeaten on milk. and it's not digesting quick enough before the next feeding. But she is a little piggy, and she is getting supplementally fed because Bonnie sometimes likes her and doesn't like her other times. So I'm really worried because she had such a rough start that she won't thrive. And sometimes when kids have rough starts like that, they tend to be a little bit on the slower side when it comes to getting into the right direction. So I found her this morning at the 6 o'clock feeding for bottle feeding, and she was turned over with her head underneath of herself. I don't know if she fell over because she got floppy and couldn't right herself, but she was very cold. So I brought her in at 6 this morning and have had her on a heating blanket. And the treatment for floppy kid syndrome is literally just like a half a teaspoon of baking soda in some water. And I just syringe dropped it in because she would still swallow, but she wasn't wanting to suckle because her stomach wasn't feeling good. But she's had bowel movements. She's now walking around, which is an improvement from earlier today. She was not doing that. And she's hungry. So I'm heating up my bottle for little man and for her to give her a little bit of milk to make sure she stays going in the right direction. And I'll put her back out with her mother and her brother just to kind of keep her moving in the right way. But I'll be keeping a very, very close eye on her. And then she might still come in tonight. And I'll take her back out during the day when it warms up because we're in a warming trend now, thank God. What do you think? What do you think, Bright Eyes? Django, don't lick her. He really wants to lick her too. He really wants to give you kisses. He can't give you kisses, it'll make your mom dislike you even more.